When we first built the gateway, we knew that we'd established a milestone, we'd done something quite impressive, but we'd laid a foundation, and from there we've been building and building and building, adding services, reaching out to more users, trying to find ways to bring people in, working with digital certificate providers, working with new departments. So count the first part as job done, great, well done, but really the hard part starts once you have the infrastructure in place. When we first put the gateway live, we'd worked closely with 3 different departments to get their services online. So we worked closely with the Inland Revenue and did both personal and employer tax. We worked with Customs and Excise and did the equivalent in the UK of sales tax. And we worked with our farming community to apply grant aid checks and so on, grant applications online. Over the next 6 to 9 months, we have some big initiatives with the Home Office in the world of justice, the Health Service in the world of patient records. We'll be putting child benefit and other benefits type services live. So really changing the atmosphere from taking money in from taxpayers to giving money out and paying money to beneficiaries. We also have some work going on with our devolved administrations in Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland, and some work with some of the business supporting agencies like the Department of Trade and Industry. So we're really expanding out. This year is our big growth year. We're going to do an awful lot over the next 12 months. Government Gateway is really still the centerpiece of our e-government infrastructure. It's the piece that hooks together all of the front ends and the back ends of all the different government departments. It's a huge engine that intelligently routes things that come in from the outside world into the complicated world of government and hides all of that complexity from the citizens and the businesses that are dealing with us. I have about 50 people in my core team supporting all of the critical national infrastructure, so the portal and the gateway and the various bits of infrastructure that we own really in the central team. And then we have a range of different suppliers working with us, numbering perhaps for the gateway specifically, perhaps 50 to 75 people depending on what we're implementing and where we are in the life cycle of a project. And then other suppliers still supporting other components of the infrastructure. With e-government, the list of issues that you're going to face is always the same. There's a set of things you're going to have to solve. You're going to have to worry about privacy and data sharing and security. You're going to have to worry about systems and technology, but you're mostly going to have to worry about making a service that's compelling enough and interesting enough that changes enough that people will want to use it. So take those problems to one side, and where people have already solved the base technology problems, that they use that expertise, use that experience. Our channel strategy encompasses everything. We've just put something live on digital TV for the first time, which we think will be a big market. There are 5 million households in the UK already with digital TV. We'll start to roll out more and more to that channel, changing it, making it more interactive, more interesting, backing it up with video and innovative services. We'll be looking at mobile, certainly, and as we see more PDAs come out, we'll definitely start to expand that kind of channel offering. And then we'll just go where the market takes us. As the 3G services come live, we'll find new things to do in new ways. We want to be the leading people in delivering these services for government over different channels. When you start your e-government plan, you'll start off with one form going to one department, and you'll pretty much replicate your paper process because you want to try this out. You want to see how it operates, see how people work with it. And gradually you'll start to do new services. You'll perhaps add in 2 services that used to be separate, make them one offering, so there's one name and address box, there's one set of reference details, there's one set of banking details, and then offer that to 2 separate departments. Now when you start doing that, you'll start to see that you can add 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different departments together, so that a person that wants to start a company one day, instead of talking to those 6 different departments, he shows up at the website, fills in the data, and half an hour later he's set up a company with all the right references, all the right details, and he gets the certificate in the post, or maybe it's an online certificate. When you do that, you've done something pretty magical. You've changed government so fundamentally, people are spending less time interacting, they're getting real benefit. The simpler you make it to deal with government, the more likely businesses are to start with you, they're more likely to come in and provide funding, they like to do new things because the process is quicker, the overhead is lower, the bureaucracy is reduced. So by implementing an e-government solution, you're setting yourself up for the future, you're setting yourself up to deal differently with citizens, and that will provide a productivity advantage and efficiency advantage. It's one where the citizen gets the services they need, when they need them, where they need them, how they need them, without having to worry about the fragmentation and the barriers and the burdens of dealing with bureaucracy and government. The UK government is as complicated as any government. There are 700 separate departments, we have 60 million people to service, we have perhaps 1.6, 1.7 million separate businesses who have a complicated environment. Every department is supported by different IT suppliers, we have different systems, different front ends, different back ends, and what we've done by building this infrastructure is create a seamless way that we can join it all up. And different countries that I've talked to have exactly the same issues. We see the same barriers to e-government and getting services online. This is one of the big practical solutions for addressing some of those barriers.